there's a van coming over from the right-hand side here. Are you going to slow down? No, I guess not. Cheers, mate. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm really excited for today's charter. I love the Airbus A321. I think the Finnair livery is a very tidy livery. And we're going to be flying from Helsinki today to Stockholm. This is another charter and it's from Fernando Campos. Thank you very much, Fernando, for this one. Really looking forward to getting this one underway today. We're on the ground here at stand 30 and as you can hear the fan blades rattling away. This is free scenery here at Helsinki. It's not the most beautiful I've ever seen, but it's still decent enough. And it's been a bit of a pain to get GSX working here. I did originally plan to start over there on stand 15, but unfortunately it didn't quite work. So we're over here on stand 30. We're connected to the jetway and everything. But look and listen. How cool is that? I do love the Phoenix for stuff like this. The engine's just rattling away in the wind as we get prepared. We'll jump into the cockpit of the aircraft then and make sure that we get everything set up. Today we are Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie in Oscar Hotel Lima Zulu Foxtrot as the aircraft, and we'll start getting things prepared, shall we? Batteries 1 and 2. External power comes on, nice and loud. We'll leave the APU off for now. We'll do the crew oxygen supply, left, right and then centre on the ADIRS. Strobe goes to auto. We then have the seatbelt sign. We'll leave that off for now while we sort out our fuel, and we'll arm the emergency exits and turn the no smoking signs on. Nav and logo light we'll bring on as well. We'll put the outer pumps on because why not? We need the fire tests, which we'll do up here. We've not heard any beeps yet though. Yeah, so we won't be able to do those just yet. Then we need to make sure the flight directors are on and the fuel quantity and everything's all sorted. Cool. Okay, we're going to go to the iPad here. Going to import the sim brief data. We're a little bit behind schedule because Flight Sim for some reason today took so long to basically load up. It was incredible how long it took to load. Really, really weird. What's the QNH then? The QNH today is 1018. Do we have it so that it's set for both sides? No. I need to sort that out. That's on here as well. That's in the sim settings. EFIS barrow control linked. Cool. Do you have to save that? No, it just does it. Okay. It's been a while since I've flown the A321 actually. Can't remember the last one I did. I've got another charter very soon in one of these as well actually, which again I'm looking forward to. Just need to get my chair in the right place. The aircraft is refueling. You can see here all the fuel going in. The IRS will be aligned in 7 minutes. What else can we do? We need to do our fire tests. We'll just do that. It's good to have it as, you know, a bit of a habit to do those. APU fire test. I know that Drew will be a lot happier with me with the fact that I've not put the APU on straight away and I've done the fire test before that. Then we go to the MCDU. So let me show you the route today. Starting here, we're going to be taking off runway 33, making a left turn, going west over to Stockholm. Looking forward to getting into there. Not quite sure what approach we're going to go on yet. Hopefully it'll just be ILS runway 01. Nice and straightforward, straight in, no mucking about. So in terms of the departure, we're on the Adivo 4 Papa. Let's get the init page sorted. Let's do an init request. It's already got the 0 fuel weight. The block fuel is 3 according to that, which is not correct. We've had this issue before. Dan very famously had that one at Brussels. It said he was going to have nothing left. Yes, look, there you go. The block has now updated. Let me check that on SimBrief on the left-hand side. The block fuel is 5.497, so I'm going to go 5.6 just to add that little bit more in. Although it's put 5.5 in, so never mind. I'll just go stuff myself, shall I? Put 5.5 back in there. Mass and balance has been sent to the MCDU. We need to get GSX actually boarding people though, don't we? We need to begin the boarding procedure. Back down to the MCDU then. We'll go to the init. Flight number is Fin 7 Foxtrot Charlie. Cost index today I believe is 10 again. No, oh my god, it's 5. Wow. Flight level 300 for the cruise today. And then we'll go into flight plan. And we'll get all this in. We'll get the pushback tug attached now. We're going off runway 33. And it's the Adivo 4 Papa. Insert that. And then for the arrival, we need to check. It is the Zilan 3 Juliet for runway 01 left.
Hello, Captain.
ILS 01 left. And what was it, 3 Juliet? Let me just check. Yes, it was indeed. Okay, Zilla 3 Juliet. What was the transition? It's just final today, so that's fine. No approach fires. Cool. Let's just make sure that's all good in a straight line. No discontinuities. So it says manual near the end, or is that after? Ah, yeah, that's after we've taken off. After we've done a go-around. So they're now boarding the passengers. Let me just make sure that we've got nothing else to do, and then we'll go on to the next step.
Looking gear.
I always forget which things we need to do. I need to open the doors. It's honestly, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do it automatically. Let me just see. Is there anything on here that we can do? Auto door simulation. Auto jetway simulation. There we go. Okay, that'll make life easier in future. I've just realised something as well, a little bit of an insight here. In some of my previous videos, I'd noticed that the radio calls from the GSX, from the, the pushback operators and so on, had come through in a bit of like a tubular sense, as if it was coming through twice. I've got my audio settings for Flight Sim to also include GSX at the same time, and then I've also got a separate GSX one, so we were getting it twice, and it was gradually going out of sync in time. So I've finally sorted that out now. We need to get our initial altitude in, which is from the departure. We need to check that on here, the Yadivo 4 Papa, above 680 feet. And then, oh, there we go, boarding is completed. Initial climb clearance 4,000. Cool. Okay, so we'll go 4,000. We need to connect to VATSIM as well. Let's do that today. So Fin 7 Foxtrot Charlie, and then it is an A321. Lovely. See if there's anybody about, because it can be quite a busy airport, this place. There's one Airbus A350 up there, which I must admit is a stunning aircraft in the Finnair livery. I'm a big, big fan of that. So, yeah, it's nice that there's at least another aircraft, but that's the only one here. So boarding is completed. I still, for some reason, have to do the doors manually. Don't know why. It's reopened them, apparently. No, go away. We don't want that. We've got the initial altitude in 4,000 feet. I've got my clipboard upside down. Takeoff data we need to put the speeds in. Actually, we calculate that on here, don't we, on the Phoenix? We do the departure perf, sync load sheet, sync live weather, calculate, boom. Flaps 2, 150, 153, 154, and you can also click send to MCDU because I'm lazy. There it is, smashing, lovely stuff. Prog, it's got flight level 300 in there, so it knows what we're doing. All happy, all good to go. Are we ready for pushback? No, because the IRS is not aligned yet. God, it's taking its time today. Put those central pumps on now. We'll start the APU at this stage. Master switch, then start. That's all started now, and as far as I know it should come up as available shortly, and then we'll get ready for the beacon light to come on and we'll be ready for pushback. So we're going to be going from stand 30. Let's just make sure on the map where we're going to be facing. So stand 30, we're going to be facing to the north, Alpha Charlie, straight onto Yankee, then all the way down. So I'm going to write that down on my little scratch pad here. Again, using my VATSIM scratch pad, you can download it from a link that is in the description. You can just add as much information on here as you want, and it just makes your life that little bit easier, just in case you need stuff written down, basically. So we're going to go... Are we going to go full length today? Let's go Yankee Lima. So we're going to go holding point Yankee Lima via Alpha Charlie and then Yankee, just so we know that. We're on Unicorn 122.8 today, as you can hear. Helsinki traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie, preparing to push back from stand 30, Helsinki traffic. Now I'm wondering whether we say Helsinki or Vanta. I think you say Vanta and Arlanda, just to make sure. I'm going to write that underneath these here, because I think there's other airports in the vicinity of these, because obviously they're both major cities, aren't they? We'll get ready for pushback then, shall we? So we need to make sure the beacon is on, all doors and exits and things are closed, as we had issues with in my previous flight. Beacon, APU bleed. Wow, it's instantly got rid of the external power, so it's a good thing I did start the APU beforehand. Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is set. APU bleed. External power disconnected. Engine mode will go into ignition. We'll go up to the top then on GSX. Continue pushback. We have to click that when it's been a while since the tug connected. Nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes.
Have done.
Push.
Okay.
All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Right then, we will go down here into the center console. Excuse me. Put predicted wind shear on. Put that to on. Go to TA. We are squawking 2000. Engine mode into ignition, and we'll start engine number 1. God, you forget just how long this plane is sometimes, don't you? It's ridiculous, the size of this thing.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brakes are set. We're going to come down here now and we're going to start engine number 2.
At all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards
Unlocking
you
gear.
to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take a life jacket
Tow
from
truck disconnected. Bypass pin
the
removed.
pouch.
Some lovely, lovely noises then. So after start checklist, engine mode goes back into normal. Flaps go to flaps 2. They just have. We'll arm the speed brakes down here with a bit of frame rate on our side as well. APU bleed and APU master switch comes off, which we do up here. Bleed off, master switch off. We have the anti-ice, which we will put on today. We'll get the wing and engine anti-ice just to be sure. It's not actually necessarily that cold, is it? So no, it'll be fine. Pitch trim, rudder trim, runway turn-offs will come on in a second, and then we'll put the taxi light on just now and ready to go, and then we'll do a brake test. Vanta traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie, taxiing runway 33 via Yankee. Parking brake is off. Throttle's up. Let's get going, shall we? You all know this is the time where I thank Fernando Campos for chartering today's flight. Cheers, buddy. I believe it's Fernando's second charter that he's put on the channel, which I'm very, very grateful for. Once we get away from the terminal building and everything, and we get onto Yankee, then that's when we're going to do all of our takeoff checks and everything. I've sort of needed to get into a bit more of a habit of doing that, where I get away from all of the busy parts of the airfield before going on to do start-ups. Great to be up here in this part of the world, though. Not a lot of snow at the moment, as you can imagine. It's very bright here. It's currently 1:45 in the afternoon UK time. I think in Finland they're 2 hours ahead. We're going to go straight over this taxiway here because I think that one is Alpha Bravo, or no, Alpha Charlie. Oh yeah, we're on Alpha Charlie, and then Yankee is the next one. So what's this one? Alpha Delta. That's it. I think Alpha Bravo is further around the other side. So we're going to go slightly left here. Don't know what the 81 is all about on the orange disc on the floor. Just tap the brakes a little bit. Get it slowed down slightly. And now the takeoff checklist has just come up on the ECAM. We're on Yankee 4. Going all the way down to, what thing did I say? Yankee Lima? Or was it Yankee Charlie? Can't read my own handwriting. It's a very curly L if it is one. So let's get auto brakes set to max then. The seatbelt signs need to come on, which they haven't already, which is a bit silly of me, to be honest. We need the cabin checked, which we'll do up here. Big bing bong for them. And then we'll do a takeoff config test when that's done. Don't think she's a particularly heavy aircraft today, but it's certainly needing a bit of encouragement on the taxiways here. Cabin is ready. Takeoff config test then. Thank you, darling. Hello.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Cheers. Thank you. Takeoff config is normal. Cracking. Put the runway turn-offs on now, because why not? Come on. Me and lights do not get on at the moment on Flight Sim. We're very slow on this taxi. I did want to sort of keep it slow just to preserve what fuel we have. I know we're not going to be too close on fuel, but even still, I'd rather make sure we don't completely overdo it. It's only block time of 1 hour and 9 minutes today, so it's a very short flight as things go. I think the initial block time was estimated about 1 hour and 20, and it depends on obviously runway usage and so on and what direction you're flying in. But yeah, it certainly isn't a long one today, to say the least. There we go, we've got up to 20 knots on the taxi now. So before takeoff, initial altitude is set. We've got radar, predicted wind shear is all on. We're going to go TA and RA on that switch just down there. Everything seems to be fine other than that. Just need the nose light to go to takeoff, which we'll do here. And then we'll put the landing lights on. Strobe goes to on. Okay, nobody coming in. Vanta traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie, departing runway 33. Vanta traffic. We're going to roll straight onto the runway. I always love this bit. I love the excitement of building up to a takeoff. So satisfying. All the way round to the left we go. I'm going to give it a little bit of throttle. It's so lovely using the throttles on the Phoenix because they are not sensitive at all. You really have to move them about to get it. Okay, lined up. Going to start the clock down here, which I very rarely do. Up to 50%. Oh, a bit high on that left-hand engine. Ready for some good noises? Let's go. Okay, Manflex 56 SRS. No runway, but auto thrust is blue. $100 knots already. 120. Oh, a bit too much rudder there. 140. V1, rotate. Don't tail strike the thing. Positive rate, gear up. I became very conscious of the fact this is a really long aircraft for just a moment there. Climbing nicely. There's the rest of the airfield, bye bye. And Finland. Missed the turn on the departure because I'm a genius. It's a very steep turn, to be fair. Or it's not steep as such, but it's just quite an early turn. It'll get steeper in just a sec. Lever into climb. The CFMs are certainly roaring. Let's get that square back in. Follow the departure. Fantastic view. Fantastic conditions as well. There's a bit of cloud in the sky. Is quite a high blanket of cloud, but it's not necessarily that bad. We're getting up to flap 1 speed now. Aircraft continues to gain speed. Ready to go flaps clean in just a sec. A little bit more bank required on this turn. We're past S speed, so we could bring the flaps up now. Getting to nearly 4,000 feet. Flaps clean. Sorry, flaps 0. And autopilot in. Absolutely wonderful. So after takeoff checklist, landing gear came up, flaps have been retracted. Packs, yeah. Speed brakes disarmed, and nose light goes off. Runway turn-offs go off as well. And then the landing lights stay until 10,000 feet. So to do the seatbelt signs. Fantastic view. Let's have a couple of beauty shots. We'll stay around this altitude while we fly the departure, and then we'll climb soon. Certainly looking lovely, isn't it? Let's go then up to flight level 300. We'll go straight up to our cruising altitude and get this piggy roaring. We're just now above this blanket of cloud. It's quite low actually. It's, well, 11,000 feet we're at now, and we are well above it. Seatbelt signs are off. Landing lights are now off as well. Beautiful conditions up here, to say the least. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go back on here and get the Phoenix info on here. Get the METAR, we'll check the METAR at the other end. 1023 it was, 1022 now in Stockholm. Not long to go at all already, to be honest. What's our ETA? It says check weight. Why? UTC 1231. So, yeah, half an hour. In half an hour we will be there apparently. Not long at all to go on this flight then. We are already at 14,000 feet. We'll continue on the climb and then we'll check in when we get to the cruise. Look at that actually. There's only about 20 miles between the top of climb and the top of descent. That's really strange. Why would it have me going up to 30,000 feet if that was the case? Why would it not just have me at, say, 24,000? It's obviously that, you know, the efficiency of being at that altitude makes it worth it, but Jesus. Cost index 5 as well, so a really low cost index today. We may as well get some information in, actually, while we're up here. We may as well do all of this. Why not? So we need to get the METAR for where we're going. So it's 360 at 7. So we need to just go to this, 360 at 07. So we'll pop that in. Then get the temperature and the wind. Temperature is 9, dew point 6, 1022 on the QNH. So it's 9. And then we'll get the minimums and stuff in. It feels really weird to be doing this while you're still climbing to the airfield. Or cruising up to the... why do I speak? Climbing up to the cruise, I mean. We're intercepting at 2,500 feet, and the baro minimums are 299 when we get into Stockholm, into Arlanda. We're going to be going flaps full. VAP is 142 today. It's quite fast in the A321. That's pretty much it. And we just need to now check the arrival on the charts there, see what the situation is. So we're coming in this way, and then going right. So we've got to be above 5,000, above 2.5, above 10,000. Okay, so we'll try and step this down. So we'll ask it for 10,000, but once we've got to cruise, that is. Don't do it now, Jesus. Got a bit of a crosswind as well of 40 knots. Not much else to say. Just passing 24,000 feet, 13 minutes since we started our takeoff roll. I do love flying the A321. I know, like I've said before, there's no actual difference flying this compared to flying, for example, the A319 or the A320, but I just feel the difference. I enjoy the size of this aircraft. I do still hope to do some wide-body stuff in the near future. I have the Anybuilds A350. I think I've got the No, I've not got the PMDG 777 just yet, but I do plan on getting that. I will do some long hauls, I promise. I know a few people want to see it, but I'm just enjoying staying in a rhythm with these aircraft for now. And obviously I've got another 8 charters after this flight, so there's a lot of flights queued up at the minute. I think long haul will maybe come later on in the year, but I will be training up for it, I will be practicing it. It's just that when I've got the time to do these flights, it's more worth it to do something that's recorded, so at least I've got some content out of it, and it's not just done for no reason, if that makes sense. Seems like we've been a bit unfortunate with our timing on Volanta. It looks like Helsinki approach came online just after we left. Yeah, 5 minutes ago. Oh, that's a shame. That is a big shame. We've got a few aircraft going into here. Looks like actually somebody's just arrived from Gatwick. What are they in? AFL? What's AFL? Is that Aeroflot? Yeah, Tupolev 154. It's a strange flight, Gatwick to Arlanda. We're coming in on one left here, and we're obviously going to have to find somewhere to park. A lot of gates there at Stockholm. Let's find out, shall we? I didn't know you could do this. So that saves me doing all my endless scrolling that I do. Right, let's find somewhere to park, shall we? Pretty sure that I'll be able to park anywhere. No, let's go. It's written in the stars. 8 Print Charlie Delta, my initials. We'll again head down Yankee all the way in, and then we'll go to... Well, we were on stand 30 earlier, weren't we? Stand 37. We'll go in there. So I'm going to write that down. I've got the check thing right in front of me here. Stand 37, it'll be via Yankee. We're just about to reach top of climb, and then we're going to reach top of descent not long after. I think it's, what, only 20 miles? Let's have a look down here. Let's go on to the perf. 47 miles to top of descent, and we're just about to get to the top of climb. Wow. Any second now it'll beep. Or it should. Maybe when it starts to shallow off the climb. There we go. Wait for it. No? No. The aircraft is now going to neatly shallow off the climb, and then that should have, yeah, now the dot's gone, so we can now put... Oh! No. No. Did I do that a little bit early then? Oh, dearie me. Has that changed anything on here? No, it knows flight level 300, so that's fine. Okay, we're at cruise now for just a few minutes. I've told the aircraft 10,000 feet, but it seems to think that I wanted vertical speed out of it. It's not the case. It's powering up the engines to crack on, but we'll be at top of descent very soon. Right, so we will very soon prepare for the top of descent. I'm going to put that back to 20. We're going to go back to constraints. We are very sideways at the minute. 49 knots crosswind. What's the pressure down there as well? 1022, yeah? Yeah, still 1022. So let's just pop that in. Yeah, pull to standard and then square it up for Drew. We're just teetering on 30,000 feet at the moment with that pressure change. I'm gutted that we missed Helsinki approach. That's a shame. But I'm not sure if they would have actually had to control us coming out of the airfield. I think that would have just been stuff on the way in. I don't know. Going to put the seatbelt signs on before we start our descent down into Arlanda. Or Stockholm. We're going to Arlanda at Arlanda. Oh, shut up, Chaz. Top of descent reach, let's say. Popping it 10,000 in. The aircraft winds back. For some reason powers up. What? Why would you power it up, you cretin? I think it's just so it's put the nose up so it's sort of floating it down. We're at decent speed. It's now winding the engines back. Descent begins. The aircraft is just shallowly descending now. Now it's got the throttles to the idle. Now it's catching up with the profile. Or the profile's caught up with us. Speed is dropping. The aircraft is really beginning to descend just now. By the way, I wanted to speak to you about this. So this sort of camera angle, I had the idea of doing a flight and messing with the replay system. So I think Flight Sim does have replays. Now I know that's something that you have to activate in the sim. I want to try and play with that. If I did an entire flight recorded from this angle, would you think there's a market for that? Would you be interested in seeing that? As if it's simulated from one seat? Maybe at certain points we'd fade it to another seat, you know, or move it further back in the cabin or whatever. But I just wondered if something like this would interest you. I know that it'd be quite a sort of ASMR thing, or just something to have on relaxing in the background. I don't know. I'd quite like to see it, I think. But obviously, you know, from a creator's perspective, what I want isn't always what the viewers want. So let me know if that's something that'd interest you. And if not, you know, be constructive about it. Tell me that it'd be, you know, not something that would be up your street, or if you know people that it would entice, I don't know. Still, let me know. Love this view of all these sort of broken islands here as we head over into Sweden. Going over to the west. We're just about to go below 20,000 feet now. We're at 20 and a half. Right at the bottom of the speed here as well. So we've had a nice early and slow descent. The aircraft is behaving itself very, very well. I'm keeping my eye on my right monitor here where I've got Volanta, and there's nothing online in terms of ATC or anything like that. Just keeping my eye on it in case anybody comes online, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. In terms of the traffic there, actually, let's just have a little look on live traffic. There's only a few people coming in on VATSIM, only 4 of us. Someone's coming from ENBR, which I think is that Bremen? No, Bremen, that's Germany, isn't it? EN is Norway. Just having a quick look over the procedures list. It's just a case of landing lights, seatbelt signs, constraints. We'll put the auto brakes on low today. It's a long old runway down there. We don't need to arm the speed brakes or anything like that just yet. We've got all of our minimums in. ECAM status is checked. Everything's all golden. So yeah, it's just landing system when we get a bit closer to. In fact, looking at the charts, when it comes to Zeeland, that's when our arrival starts. So I'm going to now put landing system on, just so I've got it. It knows it already, SSA 109.9. Fantastic. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was done a bit early. Constraints are on, we're at 20 miles, seatbelt signs are on, landing lights will come on shortly. We're at just under 15,000 feet. Auto brakes, flaps, speed brakes. That's basically all it needs doing after that. And then arm approach when we get towards the ILS. It's a pretty pig, isn't it? I think one of the best things about the Phoenix ones are the weathering. Like, you know, it's a bit dusty and knackered around here. There's dust all in there, and the buttons are a little bit scratched and beaten up. You know, I love just how naturally weathered all the Phoenix stuff is. And if you look at these switches here, let me just do this so I don't click any of them. Some of them, because of the way that they're just screwed in like that, you know, the screws aren't perfectly shiny. They're a little bit rusty, a little bit knackered. There's marks around them and all, and they're not straight either. Because pilots have obviously been pushing the landing lights up together at the same time, they're sort of bowed inwards like that. I just love it. I really do love the Phoenix for this. It's definitely worth the money. I know it's not cheap, but it's definitely worth the money to get your hands on this aircraft if you enjoy flight sim to this extent. It's just amazing. So we've been in the air now for 34 minutes, and we are just about to get down to 10,000 feet. We will then ask it now for 2,500, because at the end of the day, that's where we're going to be intercepting the ILS, if I can click it right. It was basically 10,000 feet or above, 8,000 feet or above, and then 5,000 feet or above. So we want to get down really sooner than those constraints are making the aircraft go. Just getting, oh, big stutter there. Just getting under 10,000 feet now, so the landing lights are coming on. Seatbelt signs are on. We are on the arrival as such, officially. The airfield is actually just over there somewhere. Is that it there? Might be. Or is it a bit further up there? Not sure. Either way, we're not too far away from it actually. Only 20 miles out, and now we're dipping underneath 10,000 feet. The aircraft is on a really steep descent, to be fair. It looks like it's falling out of the sky. How many miles have we got? 30 miles left. Let's let them know, shall we? Our landed traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie on the 3 Juliet arrivals, then on 3 Juliet arrival for runway 01 left. Just checking anybody in the vicinity. 30 miles to run, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie. Don't know why I got that. It's Zilan, not Zinam. Ugh. I was going to say, why do they put me in control of these? Why do I put myself in control of these? I do hope to do some shared cockpit stuff again soon, so hopefully that second seat won't be completely empty. We're still going to turn their iPad off though, because why not? But yeah, hopefully do some more shared cockpit, maybe with Drew or maybe with Dan at some point. It'd be funny to share a flight with Dan, I think, where one of us does a bit of it and the other does another bit. But look at the scenery. Gorgeous round here, isn't it? And again, turning the detail up to just 75 makes it perfectly good enough, in my opinion. A bit further out, you know, it gets a bit pixelated and a bit blurry. But the immediate vicinity stuff, when you're getting down to this sort of altitude, is just awesome. I'm going to ask the aircraft to slow down a bit now, so I'm going to bring the speed into my hands, and we're going to go for 200 knots. Because I want to start putting some flaps in and really bring that speed down. The aircraft has pitched up a little bit, so the descent has slowed down. But it's done it in a way that we're still descending at 500 feet a minute, but it's washing off speed, it's adding drag. We're a bit above profile, to be fair, though. But I'm hoping that now, once we get that speed reduced, it'll work out. It's that Speedway Stadium. I love my Speedway. Right, we've gone under these orange markers, which means we can go flat 1. And now the aircraft is going to dive down. It's going to catch up with profile here, gaining quite a bit of speed as a result. Oh, it's going to overspeed the flaps now. Yeah. I'm going to put some speed brake in. Yes, I know. No, not auto land. Why did I click that one? That was a mistake. I'm going to get the aircraft to manage the speed again. What a silly boy Chaz is. Okay, we'll be turning onto the ILS soon. Where's the airfield? Ah, there. There she is. There's the runway. Aircraft is dropping speed nicely now. We're off flap 2. What's the aircraft gotten rid of there? That meant the autopilot status had changed. Still got quite a crosswind here. We've got 10 knots coming over from the right. Going to arm the approach. Boom, straight on it. Cat 3 single. Cracking. We're on the glide slope. Coming in quite hot. There we go. Now it's washing off speed. Okay. Our lander traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie, intercepted the ILS for runway 01 left. Okay, we're going to arm the speed brakes. Auto brakes are on low for this. Going to go flaps full and we're going to bring the gear down. Now, Chaz. I tell you one thing, the aircraft did an amazing job at slowing down, didn't it? Fantastic stuff. Okay. So we're now at V speed, or V app. Probably done that a little bit early, as we're about 7 miles away, but it's fine. I just wanted to make sure I got it slowed down really, really quickly. I'll land a traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie, just over 5 miles to run for runway 01 left. I'll land a traffic. Okay, thanks once again Fernando Campos for chartering this flight today. Really appreciate this. I've certainly enjoyed this one. I'm going to put the runway turn-offs on because why not? Wonderful day to go flying up here in Sweden. I'm sure there's an IKEA or 7 down there somewhere. This is brilliant though. Lovely, lovely bit of the world to go flying. And you'd have thought we were in Germany or Austria or something with how flat this part is, you know, near Bremen and that side. 1,600 feet on here at the moment. We're going to get that 1,000 call out pretty soon, and that's when we'll take the autopilot out. The aircraft will be all mine. We're going to leave the auto throttle in for this one. We're going to try and get off the runway as soon as we can. Not that there's a massive amount of traffic following us in or anything like that. But we're on low auto brakes, so it'll roll a bit. But we're still going to whack the reversers on. I've got hands on the throttles, but I don't really need that yet, because I've got to click the autopilot and then this button to get rid of that, because it doesn't automatically cancel. Okay, preparing for the 1,000 call out, ready, then the autopilot will come out.
1,000.
There we go. Hi aircraft, shut up. Turn the PFD up. Whoa! That is not good news, is it? Couldn't quite see the PFD for a minute there. Wanted it nice and bright. The aircraft is nice and smooth, just giving it a little tilt to the right. We've got a 12 knot headwind just slightly from the left hand side. This is very uniform, isn't it, today?
500.
Moving around a little bit now. We're a little bit below it. Just need to nudge it up slightly. I'll try not tail strike the thing because it's so long. A little bit above now. Got 3 white all of a sudden.
100 above.
Minimum's quite low here.
Minimum.
Continue. Just caught up with that glide slope towards the end.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
I mean butter, but yeah, not a particularly early enough landing. I had to give it 2 stabs of the reversers then. They didn't quite come in as much as I would have wanted. There we go, there's proper reverse. Yeah, like I've said before, I think when I get to a certain point on my throttles, manual braking, when I get to a certain point on my throttles all the way back, it's like there's a tiny millimetre or two where it doesn't quite pick up that I'm full reverse, so I have to be really careful because it's a very small axis. Arlander traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie, vacated runway 01 left. Let's put them speed brakes away. And let's put the flaps up. We'll get clear of this taxiway here. We've got off at Yankee Bravo. We're going to go all the way down Yankee, and then we're going to just turn in later down there. So cool. Arlander traffic, Finnair 7 Foxtrot Charlie, taxiing stand 37 via Yankee. Okay, let's get the landing lights off. Runway turn-offs off. Strobe goes to auto. We're going to put the nose light to taxi. And we're going to start the APU. Now, I don't know if that did that. There we go. Need to properly do it, don't you? Okay, let's do our after landing checklist. While we roll down here, it's going to be a slow taxi in. Engine mode has gone to normal, flaps been retracted, TCAS goes to standby. Do that over here. Go to TA while we're on the ground. Predicted wind shear comes off. APU has come on already, we've done that. There goes, come on. There goes predicted wind shear. Yeah, landing lights, nose light, runway turn-offs. Cool. Okay, so how far down are we going? Quite a while yet. We're going to Zulu Foxtrot, we're stand 37. We'll get GSX to provide us with some stuff. It's had this habit recently of, yeah, look, it sticks with the previous command. What terminal are we on there? Terminal 4. Oh, it did say 31 to 34. No follow me. Go Menzies. This, I believe, is the Orbex scenery for Arlander, and it's a bit frame rate intensive, but I mean, look at it, it's fantastic. Love the sort of used tarmac effects and everything, and yeah, it looks like a proper used airport. I think the freeware one that I got at Helsinki was, everything was a little bit too clean, it was a little bit too perfect, it wasn't worn down or anything. And landing rate, by the way, 180 feet per minute at 0.99 G, so quite a nice landing by my standards. We're going to be turning in just a second. Just checking all our lights are all good. So we're going to be turning in here. Bit of braking. Slow it down slightly. We are going quite quickly here into this turn. And then we're going to be on the left-hand side here. God, it looked like all of the gates and things would be really close quarters from the map that we saw, but it's a pretty vast, wide open airport. There's a van coming over from the right-hand side here. Are you going to slow down? No, guess not. Cheers, mate. There's our stuff waiting for us. Let's stand 37. Going to turn taxi light off a little bit early here before we turn into the gate. And here it is, stand 37. A little bit early on that line there, but that's fine. Going to be really close to this jetway on the left, aren't we? Need to straighten it up a little bit and then swing it in. I don't see any numbers or any marshal or anything. We've got the thing there, look. A bit late. I was trying to gauge it. Okay, parking brake comes on then. We've got the APU on, so that's all good. What do we need to sort out? I always get this wrong. Nose light is already off. Runway turn-offs are off. APU bleed needs to come on next. That's the main thing, and then the engines come off as well. So I'll set a camera up for the engines, and I'll turn them off. Okay, coming down here. Engine master 2, and then 1. Pretty cool how the jetway automatically attached, but I do want to look at the D-board. Go on then. We'll go into the sim settings, and we saw earlier, didn't we? Auto jetway, auto door. Now, where is the auto cargo door? Auto connect GPU on arrival. Yeah. Auto catering. Don't really care. Fair enough. It is what it is. After the engines are now off, we need to do the seatbelt signs, and then the beacon light comes off. That will start the deboarding anyway. Then the fuel pumps all come off upstairs. And would you look at that, the cargo doors are automatically opening. Beautiful. I need to make sure I set that up on the Phoenix for all of the flights. But what a fantastic flight that was. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself here today. on Flight Sim. It was a lot shorter than I thought. Normally these are 2 recordings sort of put together just to make sure the footage isn't too large a file, but on this occasion it's just been 1 recording. A very short flight, but a very enjoyable one. Thank you so much to Fernando Campos for chartering today's flight. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see more from you in the future, and hopefully more from Finnair and more A321s, because yeah, that was great fun. Thanks as always for watching there, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode.